So, Barcelona just crashed Bayern Munich's party, launching a £70 million bid to land Anthony Gordon. The deal is done. Barcelona and Newcastle struck an agreement for Gordon, reportedly worth around €80 million. We saw Anthony Gordon under Eddie Howe. Now picture Anthony Gordon playing for Hansi Flick. Same exact player, but this next chapter, it will look completely different from his Premier League days. And here is the first major clue that shows they mean business. Despite Barcelona's notoriously empty pockets, the kind of brutal financial mess that forces them to scramble just to register squad members, they still dug deep and got this massive transfer over the line. And Barcelona does not just stumble into random signings anymore. Under Hansi Flick, this football club knows exactly what it wants. Every single move has a clear purpose, so when they push this hard for a winger, you better pay attention. Gordon demands that spotlight. A 25-year-old English winger packing absolute rocket pace, a lethal right foot, and a pure finishing instinct that wins football matches. He thrives when the pressure spikes. The bigger the stage, the better he plays. During the 2025 to 2026 season, he bagged 10 goals in 12 Champions League matches, 4 in one knockout half against Qarabag. That is elite, big stage production. No wonder massive offers poured in from everywhere. Bayern Munich fought hard to hijack the whole thing. Even Liverpool, the club that cut him as a kid, came circling back for a reunion. But in the end, Gordon only had his heart set on one destination, Barcelona. Catalonia was his absolute priority, with zero hesitation. And let me tell you right now, Gordon at Barcelona could be absolutely terrifying, especially under Flick. Here is the thing. Eddie Howe built Newcastle on raw physicality, fast transitions, and endless running. Gordon was forced to cover massive distances, press high, track back constantly, and spark his own scoring chances from deep. Hansi Flick is a totally different beast. His Barcelona holds a high defensive line, absolutely dominating possession, and uses inverted wingers drifting into half spaces, while fullbacks overlap, letting the midfield slide the ball into tight pockets right between the lines. The wingers never have to do it all themselves. They simply finish whatever the tactical machine builds. That single shift is exactly what could turn Gordon from a solid Premier League talent into a genuine European superstar. Flick runs a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 shape. The left wing belongs to Rafinha. The right is Lamine Yamal's. Gordon steps in as fierce competition on that left side, but crucially, he is someone who can also cause havoc through the middle or outright. That exact versatility is a huge reason why Deco and the Barcelona board fought so aggressively to finalize this deal. His role on the pitch will look totally different from Newcastle. At Barcelona, wingers receive the ball way higher up the pitch, slipping inside to link up directly with Pedri, Fermin Lopez, and Dani Olmo. Instead of lugging the ball 40 or 50 meters just to launch an attack, Gordon will practically live inside the final third. That means more shots, more penalty box touches, and way more scoring chances. For an attacker with his raw pace and cold finishing, this new tactical setup could be the ultimate unlock. The squad surrounding Gordon is arguably the greatest attacking supply line in world football today. Pedri can split an entire defense with one look. Meanwhile, Fermin Lopez, Dani Olmo, and Frenkie de Jong all sit among Europe's absolute best creators in their specific roles. Plus, Alejandro Balde remains one of Europe's most relentless and aggressive overlapping fullbacks. Translation, Gordon won't have to manufacture scoring chances all by himself. The ball will find his feet right inside the penalty area, teeing him up again and again. Back at Newcastle, he constantly had to play both creator and finisher on the exact same break. At Barcelona, his only real job is to finish. To grasp this, you have to understand what Gordon is leaving behind. Newcastle runs a heavy vertical transition game built straight around Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali, and Joe Linton. Brilliant midfielders, yes, but not chance creators in the mold of Pedri or Yamal. Their main job is winning the ball, driving hard, and feeding the attackers on the counter. Plus, Newcastle constantly face stubborn low blocks, forcing Gordon to drop way back into midfield, pick up the ball, and literally beat 2 or 3 defenders just to squeeze a shot off. Over at Barcelona, they completely choke opponents inside their own half. Defenders get constantly dragged out of shape by Yamal, meaning the open grass Gordon finds out on that left wing will be massively larger than anything he ever saw at St James's Park. Flick's own track record is the biggest reason to bet on Gordon succeeding. Just look at Rafinha. Under Xavi, he looked finished. starting only 17 La Liga games during the 2023-24 season, and openly admitting the coaching staff just did not trust him. Rumours constantly linked him with Saudi Arabia, Arsenal, or a forced Premier League return. Then Hansi Flick walked in during summer 2024, looked him in the eye, said he was the main man. The turnaround? Absolutely massive. 34 goals and 22 assists across every competition in 2024 to 25. La Liga Player of the Season, Champions League top scorer with 13, a genuine Ballon d'Or contender. The guy they almost sold off, he turned into Europe's most lethal forward. Lamine Yamal is another crazy story. 18 goals and 21 assists at 17 under Flick. The best proof is sitting right inside that dressing room. Marcus Rashford, completely frozen out at Manchester United by Ruben Amorim. He rebuilt his confidence at Aston Villa with Emery, then took a loan to Barcelona for 2025 to 26 and completely reinvented his game. Same guy, 3 different versions, all dictated by the manager. Flick clearly knows how to unlock English attackers. And crucially, Anthony Gordon is not arriving broken. He just dropped a 10-goal Champions League campaign and starts regularly for England. Domestically, Gordon bagged 6 goals and 2 assists across 26 Premier League matches. Over 1,800 minutes. Solid, sure, but not spectacular for a Newcastle team that finished 12th. The Champions League, though, totally different story. 12 matches, 10 goals, 2 assists. Nearly a goal every single game. The real headline hit in February 2026. Newcastle flew over 2,500 miles to Baku for a knockout playoff against Karabag. Gordon smashed in 4 goals before halftime alone. He shattered Alan Shearer's Newcastle record for a single Champions League campaign in just 3 minutes. Only Kylian, Mbappe and Harry Kane scored more Champions League goals than Gordon did that season. He walked away as Newcastle's top scorer with 17 goals across all competitions. The guy simply steps up when the lights shine brightest. The year before, he posted 6 goals and 5 assists in 34 league games. He was the driving force behind Newcastle winning the EFL Cup in February 2025. They beat Liverpool in that final, handing the club its first major domestic hardware in 70 years. Now look at Rafinha before Flick arrived. 10 goals in each of his first 2 Barcelona seasons, then 34 in just 1 year under Flick. Put even a fraction of that magic on Gordon, who is faster and 4 years younger, and you suddenly get why Barca pushed so hard for this transfer. They agreed to a fixed fee around 70 million euros, rising to roughly 80 million euros. That's about 69.3 million pounds. Add-ons included, and personal terms were wrapped up incredibly fast. Gordon clearly chose Barcelona over Bayern and Liverpool, but why did the club need him so badly? Squad depth. Look, Yamal fought a groin issue all year. Ferran Torres and Rashford covered well, but neither has Gordon's raw physical edge or deep Champions League pedigree. Plus succession planning. Rafinha is 28. Lewandowski is packing his bags as a free agent. Barca desperately needs younger, prime attackers for the next 5 years. At 25, Gordon enters his peak. He is a hungry England international with World Cup dreams and a proven track record in Europe. From every angle, a smart, future-proofed football transfer. Barca hasn't lifted the Champions League trophy since 2015. 11 long years, a massive open wound for a giant club. Just last season, Atletico Madrid dumped them out in the quarterfinals. The year prior, they were seconds from the final, only to lose to Inter Milan in an absolutely chaotic, historic semi-final clash. That deep, gnawing hunger is driving their entire market strategy. Every single summer move, Gordon included, targets one absolute obsession. Winning the Champions League, he delivers exactly what this squad lacks. A forward who is clinical, incredibly explosive, and already proven to score against elite European heavyweights. Poetically, it was Barcelona who eliminated Newcastle from this year's tournament, so they know exactly how dangerous he is up close. Word is, England boss Thomas Tuchel views Gordon as a massive piece for the 2026 World Cup. The expectations right now are sky high. It's a massive club step up, a foreign league he doesn't know, and a tactical system totally alien to him. Yet, the reasons to be optimistic are rock solid. He's got the technical flair, the blistering pace, the endless engine, and the right mindset. Plus, he carried the attack for Newcastle for years. Grew up loving Liverpool, got dumped by Anfield at 11, he rebuilt at Everton, clawed his way into Newcastle's starting 11, and flat out earned his England shirt on the pitch. The guy clearly knows how to swallow adversity. The real test here is going to be the sheer tactical shift. Gordon's instinct is all about quick transitions. He thrives running into open space behind defenders. But Barcelona faces parked buses. Zero space in behind, just an absolute wall of bodies in front. He'll need serious patience to link up in tiny pockets, trading 1-2s with Pedri and Fermin, and receiving on the half-turn while swarmed. It's a steep learning curve. But Hansi Flick has walked wingers through this exact transformation before. Rashford figured it out, Rafinha adapted. Yamal mastered it as a literal teenager. Here is my honest take. Gordon is going to thrive at Barcelona, but expect a slow burn, not an instant explosion. The first half of next season will be an adjustment. Picture 5 to 8 goals, a handful of assists as he figures out La Liga speed and Hansi Flick's pressing system. By the back half of the 2026 to 2027 season, I expect him absolutely flying. By 2027 to 2028, he could legitimately challenge for the Ballon d'Or. He brings exactly what this squad is missing. A winger with terrifying straight-line speed, someone who stretches defenses and actually finishes in the box. Gordon is that pure vertical threat. Plus, this transfer reveals everything about Barcelona's shifting philosophy. They are not just praying to La Masia anymore, they are constructing a hybrid squad. Homegrown talent like Lamine Yamal, Kubasi, Pedri and Gavi running alongside massive global signings like Rafinha, Marcus Rashford and now Gordon. That is the Real Madrid blueprint, and honestly, it is how you win the Champions League. Gordon is walking in at the perfect moment. 25 years old, fresh off a European campaign that proved he absolutely belongs at the top. He joins a manager known for supercharging forwards. He steps into a locker room packed with elite playmakers begging to slide him through balls. The transfer fee, totally reasonable for a player hitting his prime. Newcastle bags a massive payday to fund their rebuild, while Barca secures a true game breaker. From Everton's academy to Newcastle to lifting a cup to bagging 4 goals in one single Champions League knockout half. Gordon's rise has been all about raw grit and evolution. Now, he is penning the biggest, most ambitious chapter of his football life. And if this clicks exactly how Barcelona envisions, we will be looking back at this blockbuster deal for years to come.